Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought that we would play with drugstore makeup today. I know I've been doing a lot of more middle to high-end brands a lot recently on my channel, and honestly it's because those are the products that I have just been drawn to and really excited to try. But I decided for today's video I'm gonna pull out all of my current favorite, or just what I think is the best of the best drugstore makeup, and we do a full face today. I have all of the products right here. I'm ready to dive into this because I'm just really excited to play with these products. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I literally have nothing on. I did do my brows off camera because I feel like brows is just so boring. But my favorite brow pencil has always been, still is, for affordable brow pencils. It is the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil. I seriously love this brow pencil so much. It used to be $5, now it's $6, but I still think it is extremely, extremely affordable. It's debatable. Morphe, I don't know. Morphe is like, not drugstore, they're more middle end, but they have a lot of affordable drugstore prices, even cheaper than some drugstore prices. So this is a $6 brow pencil. I love it. I feel like it makes my brows look extremely natural, and I absolutely love how fine tip it is. Honestly, this is literally a dupe for the Benefit Precisely My Brows. So if you want to spend $6 rather than $24, I think it's $24, then this is definitely a good brow pencil. My favorite shade is Chocolate Mousse. Love this brow pencil so much. We need to moisturize this face, so I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Face Cream. This has SPF 30 in it. This right here is a really nice, thick, good smelling moisturizer. A little bit goes a long way. I feel like this right here is just enough for the face, but I love this. This is like $12, but it leaves my face really hydrated. Not only that, it does have SPF in it, which is also a plus, but I love how this looks under makeup. Primer. So I feel like there are so many good primers on the market at the drugstore, but honestly, my favorite at the moment for a couple months has truly been the NYX Plump Right Back. I don't know if it's the fact that it goes on like a serum, which gives extreme hydration, but it also dries down to a slight tacky finish, which helps my makeup to grip. So I love this primer. It's really great, especially for the summertime. I do have combo skin. The summertime, I feel like I lean a little bit more oily in the T-zone. I just love this because it gives me that nice hydration that my skin definitely needs, oily or not, but I just love it. Once it starts to dry, you get that tacky kind of finish, which I love. I love that tacky finish to this. I literally just put my hair back. I'm gonna take this down when we're done, but because this looks so weird, but I needed it out of my face. Moving on to foundation. So I have two foundations that I absolutely love from the drugstore. This is hard for me, but I felt like it was definitely worth mentioning both that I just absolutely love. And these will always be a repurchase for me. First off is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This right here is so good. I'm so happy that e.l.f. came out with an extended shade range of this because I was able to find my perfect shade. The first launch of this, I definitely was not able to find it, but now I do, and I'm in the shade Deep 530W. I love it. This is literally my perfect shade. And then the other foundation is from Revlon. The Revlon Color Stay Foundation in the shade 600 is also a perfect shade for me. I don't know which one I want to use today. By the way, I did hear about Revlon. That makes me so sad because I do have two Revlon products in this video that are literally my absolute favorite from the drugstore. They're like literally my absolute favorite. You know what? Let's do the Color Stay. Let's do Color Stay. I feel like I use e.l.f. a little bit more on my channel, but this, best believe, I use this up. It's actually time to repurchase. I just shook it up, but I'm all the way at the bottom, so it is time for another one of these. Since we're talking about drugstore makeup, I think it's only right to talk about my favorite sponge. I seriously love It's from e.l.f. It's the e.l.f. Cookies and Dream Sponge. Walmart still sells this. I believe e.l.f. still sells it. This is $5. I love it. It's super soft, covers a lot of surface area as well. And it's definitely one of my favorites. You guys are gonna see how good this covers and why I love it. So I'm just gonna do one side of my face so y'all can see how beautiful this is. Every time that I wear this foundation, I get so many compliments on my skin and people ask me what it is, and I'm so excited to tell them it's something super affordable. I believe it's like $10 at Walmart. I feel like Walmart has a bigger shade range of this foundation rather than Ulta Beauty in stores, but look at how perfect the shade 600 is. Look at how natural this looks on the skin. This does say it has a matte finish, but like, it's like a soft matte finish, but look at how pretty this looks compared to this side. No foundation, with foundation, but oh, it's so pretty. Okay. Moving on to concealer. I love this concealer. It's still so good. This came out quite a minute ago, but it's still such a good concealer. I think it's literally the best concealer at the drugstore, and that is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. They do have a hydrating version, but I just love this one so much more. I don't feel like this is super drying or anything. I feel like it's great. It's like a simple concealer, but I love this one. I am in the shade Deep Chestnut. I just think this concealer just makes everything look so smooth and airbrushed under the eyes, and it definitely does cover. Like, it definitely covers. I don't have an eye primer from the drugstore that I like, so I'm just gonna take the concealer over my lids just to kind of like give myself a blank canvas. I love using this with my high-end foundations, my drugstore foundations. I just love this concealer. It just looks good with everything, literally everything. Like, look at how beautiful this concealer looks and how beautiful it covers. This is seriously one of my favorite concealers. Before we go into setting powder, let's go into blush. I have no idea what eye look I'm gonna do. I should have done my eye look first, but we're gonna do blush. So, I know I love blush, so there's gonna be so many, but one that I do wanna talk about that is super, super affordable, and I love, if you love a liquid blush, I like to give y'all options. If you love a good liquid blush, these from Profusion are so good. These are $5. You can get them at Walmart. These are my two favorite shades, Cosmo and Paloma. I think today I'm gonna go in with Cosmo. It's a little bit more neutral because the other one's a little bit more red. And I don't really know what I'm doing for my look today, so I want to go a little bit neutral with my blush. So it's really pigmented, like very pigmented. Look at that. Is this the neutral shade? I feel like this is as neutral as it gets. I'm just going to take my Morphe sponge and I'm just going to stipple this into the cheeks. And it does dry down to a matte finish. I'm gonna top this with another blush, but I want y'all to see how this one looks and how it blends into the skin. It's just such a pretty, pretty blush. It's so pretty. I can build it up, but I'm not gonna build it up because I'm gonna go in with another blush, which is from e.l.f. e.l.f. Cosmetics has some really great blushes. Y'all know the putty blushes are amazing. A lot of people love them, but they did just come out with the new luminous putty blushes. I have the OGs here, but I think today I'm gonna use the luminous again. I love this blush so much. It's so pretty. So I think I'm gonna go into the shade St. Bart's because it's so pretty. Ooh, it's such a pretty, pretty blush. I'm just gonna take some on this brush right here and just go on top of that just to kind of like top it a little bit. I just love, love, love this putty blush. And it's so pretty because it gives like a really pretty luminosity to the face. I'm just gonna go over it with my sponge to kind of like, to make sure it's really seamlessly blended into the cheeks. Before we go into setting powder, I do want to add a little bit more concealer just to kind of clean up where I just put the blush, just a little bit. So if you guys have been rocking with me for a while, you know that I still do. I love the Hard Candy Chilling Setting Powder. It's a really beautiful setting powder. It feels like water on the face, but honestly, I just like this one a little bit more. This is from Revlon. This is the Revlon Color Stay Blot Matte Setting Powder. This Color Stay line just has some bangers. We have the Color Stay Foundation. Then we have the setting powder, it just takes the cake. It's just so good. So this is what we're gonna use to set. I took my sifter out because I need to get into the powder, you know? I'm just gonna take it on a puff and I'm just going to press this under the eye. And then on the lid, just to set that powder. This is also a talc-free powder if you're curious. Set, not set, I love it. It only comes in this one shade, which I'm not happy about, but it works. It does work. It's not a bad flashbacky kind of shade. It's definitely a shade that's gonna work. Especially if you like that brightness. And I do feel like it is translucent, but it kind of has like a little bit of a pinky kind of undertone to it. It's definitely hard to pick up on camera. Set this and lightly press over my brows because my brows do like to act up during the day. They do get a little oily. Let's get into bronzer. So I don't really have a drugstore bronzer that I really love. One that I do like a lot is from Morphe. The drugstore just doesn't have many like talc-free bronzers that I've been drawn to. So this is the one that I pulled today. It is affordable. It's $12. It's from Morphe and I really like it. This is the shade Mocha Moment. Tap into this. If you guys see me looking down, it's because I'm looking in my mirror because this does not have a mirror. I'm just gonna bronze up the face. Okay, so my camera just died on me, so I guess it kind of works out because we're about to move on to the eyes. I just went in with a little bit of the e.l.f. like tapes. I kind of want to do like a wing. They're not really sticking because I have powder on my face, but hopefully it'll do what I need it to do. But for eyeshadows, now there's so many eyeshadow formulas on the market, but one formula in particular that is truly my favorite and I cannot recommend it enough are from Flower Beauty. These palettes right here, I have the Desert Lights and the Jungle Lights palette. These are insane. Liquid metal on the eyes. I absolutely love these. I wanted to play with these today. This is my favorite eyeshadow formula at the drugstore. Kind of expensive. I think they're like $17, but a lot of drugstore eyeshadows, aside from e.l.f., have a lot of like more $15, $16 price range, but this is a drugstore brand. So you can get this brand at CVS, Ulta sells it. So I love these. I am gonna cheat and just use a regular matte shadow in the crease. It's gonna be a really simple look. I'm not using a drugstore palette. I'm not gonna show it to you because I feel bad, but we're just gonna go with it. So I'm just gonna take like a brownish transition kind of shade, I guess, just to add a little bit of a transition in my crease. Just something simple. I don't even know if this tape is going to work. I'm like, it feels like it's about to fall off, but I just want something that's gonna kind of like catch it a little bit. And you literally can take any shade that you want. So it's gonna be a simple look. The focus is gonna be on those Flower Beauty palettes. I don't really want the focus to be on anything else. I'm just gonna take a deep shade and just start to plop this in the crease to give a nice little bit of depth and dimension for that shimmer shade we're gonna put down. And I am gonna just take a deep shade, maybe like a black, and just start to kind of like use this wing and create a wing, a nice shadowy kind of wing. But I'm keeping it very low, like a low kind of moment. Hopefully this is going to work. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the tape because it's like coming off anyways. Ooh, it worked. Wow, I like it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use the, kind of want to use the Desert Lights because I'm feeling more like summery kind of vibes. I feel like this one's a little bit more neutral. If you love neutrals, you're gonna love this one a lot more. They have this really pretty like duochrome shade, which I really want to use. I've already used this one, so I don't want to use that again. Then we have this gorgeous gold. Oh my gosh, just look at these. Like, what? I think I might use this like duochrome one, like the duo goldish pink one. I want y'all to see how like metal this looks. Oh geez, fallout is real. Didn't think about that. did not think about that. And I'm just gonna press it in the lid. Ooh, so gorgeous. Should have did my eyes first. I wasn't thinking. All right, so the eyes are done. I just added those shades that I put in my crease on my lower lash line. If y'all are curious, this video is not, I feel like I'm really bad about cheating, but if y'all are curious about what I was using, I was just using a generic palette that had mattes in it. This is from Ofra. This is the Summer Edit eyeshadow palette. Ofra was so nice to send me a ton of goodies in PR, which was so nice, and this was one of the palettes, and I love this for like every single day, so that's what I was using. This is what I've been using for simple everyday looks, but the focus is the shimmer, the Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette. So beautiful. Cannot recommend this palette enough. Literally cannot. Now let's go ahead and move on to mascara. So my favorite mascara at the drugstore, which once again, debatable of the brand, Morphe's Make It Big Mascara is my favorite. It's $12, which is pretty much like there with the rest of the mascaras, but there's somebody moving in and that is so loud. I thought the fire alarm was going off. I'm just gonna place this on my lash and I want y'all to see what it does, and we're gonna compare it to the other side because I feel like this is a mascara that really does make my real lashes look so good and so long. Seems like a summery kind of look. If you add lashes to this, you can literally like take it up to like a nighttime kind of look. But look at what this mascara does to my eyes. Like, it's so good. I love it. We are just about done with the makeup. I do want to add some more blush on to the cheeks because I felt like I'm losing it a little bit. Y'all know I love a lot of blush, but I do want to add a little bit more. I'm going to use the regular e.l.f. Putty Blush. This one, just to use a bunch of different blushes. I'm going to use this one. This is the shade, which shade is this? I love this one because it's pretty neutral. I don't know if it's Tahiti or what, but I'm just gonna take some of this e.l.f. Putty Blush and just tap this on the cheeks. I love this formula, really, really do, because you can put it over powder if you just take a really, really light hand and just press it onto the cheeks. So pretty. All right, let's move on to highlighter. So a highlighter formula that I just think is so unmatched from the drugstore is from Wet n Wild. This is the shade Golden Flower Crown. This is one of my favorites shades. I love it. It's beautiful. It just looks wet on the skin. This is a highlighter I just will not ever declutter because of how beautiful and natural. So finishing off this look, we're gonna move on to lips. So favorite lip liner from the drugstore, I love NYX, okay? I know NYX is a very well-known, good lip liner. I love it. It's not my favorite. There's so many to choose from, which I do love, but it's just not my favorite. Nothing can compare to the Colourpop lip liners. I love them. I believe they're like $7 each. They are a little bit more expensive than NYX. NYX has $4 lip liners, but it's something about this where it just is so creamy, but it's not too creamy. It glides on beautifully, and I love it with literally everything. This is the shade Control. This is in stock. Colourpop does sell this shade. I used BFF4 recently in a TikTok, and I didn't know Colourpop discontinued that one, but I have Control, and it's still really pretty, and it's deep. It's a brown, so that's the lip liner I'm gonna use. My favorite gloss formula from the drugstore, and of course, let me grab them all. The NYX Butter Glosses, okay? These are $5, okay? $5 for these glosses. They're so good. I love them. So many good, nice brown tones to choose from. It's literally so amazing. I don't know which one I want to use. They did just come out with the clear. You would think they would have had a clear, but they literally just came out with the clear. Not going to use the clear. I want to use one of the colors. I think for today, let's see if Fudge Me is going to be good. Fudge Me might be the one I use. I'm going to use Fudge Me, so I'm going to put this on. Okay, so I got the gloss on. I went in with the shade Fudge Me. Last but certainly not least, setting spray. So I think Milani has the best setting spray. Also, Colourpop's Pretty Fresh setting spray is my favorite. I have it back there, but I use it so much on my channel. So this is my other favorite drugstore setting spray. Any of the Milani ones, find which one works best for you. I love them all. The Make It Last Matte is great for oily skin. Then there's also these really fun scents right here. I have a ton of these fun scents. One thing about it is I love the setting spray, but sometimes this is not the best. Like, I don't like this. Like, I just tried to spray my face with this and it got everywhere. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of all of the drugstore makeup that I tried in today's video? I don't know what's going on with my bang. It's acting a fool today, so I'm like, I cannot deal with my bang today. I hope you found some good drugstore makeup you wanted to add to your wish list. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.